Testing. Testing. Hey there, if you're still watching this, just running a few tests at the moment. Thank you for coming across it. As you can see, well, if you don't know, we're playing Fallout 4 at the moment. My name is Revie, they call me Uncle Revie. I primarily play on PlayStation, but I have been known to play on PC, but at the moment I'm quite happy to just sit and play with my PS4. I'm kind of setting up a new sort of like streaming channel because I've never really done it before, but I've seen lots of people do it on YouTube, and I've also seen that there's lots of people who are quite good at offering game advice, but then I've also noticed that some are not very good at offering game advice. Some people miss a lot of things that I feel are quite important. It's kind of like a game show where you're watching something and you know the answer and you're shouting at the screen going, no, 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 it's that, no, 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 it's that. And it can be quite frustrating, especially when you want to tell somebody, you know, so you kind of put like your own what's the word, kind of like a thing on it, I suppose. So also what I wanted to do as well, one reason I set up this channel as well is because Fallout 4 is kind of one of those games that I enjoy to play. It's one of my most favourite games and franchises of all time, obviously by Bethesda. They haven't really been getting a lot of good press recently over the release of Fallout 76. Now, I haven't actually purchased it myself, but I have looked at loads of reviews. YouTube seems to have been, I don't know, bombarded with negative reviews, and also there's quite a few positives as well out there as well. I've kind of listened to both sides of the story. The kind of person I am is I'm kind of a person who likes to sit on the fence with a lot of things. I kind of like to listen how each person kind of like, each party. So you've got two parties, and there's me sat on the fence. One the negative, and the others are like the positives. And to me, the positives for Fallout 76 are okay. As a die-hard kind of like Fallout fan, I would prefer to be able to play Fallout 76 by myself sometimes, because I like the aspect of exploring. But at the same time, I do like the thought of being able to play it with my friends, but then my friends are not going to be available all the time. But then my friends will obviously be available at some point, and then also you can go around and meet new people, as it seems. A lot of what I've seen, especially people who are having a kind of a negative impact in the game. I think my personal view is, although I've not played it, I have seen kind of like what a load of people have been saying, and I get there's a lot of unhappy people out there, mainly because of the fact that Fallout lacks story and the fact that it lacks NPCs, so you can't really gain any sort of story from Fallout 76 of how this new area in West Virginia that you're in, which is different from the Commonwealth in Fallout 4, you can't, majority of it is issued by robots or holotapes. I mean, that's all good and well, but I think that if you're going to play it by yourself, I think you kind of need some sort of like story there from some sort of NPC there to kind of tell you their story and to kind of like help you along type thing. So I kind of get all that, what they're trying to say. Also, when it comes to people talking about things like bugs and stuff, for some reason I don't. It's kind of a Bethesda game, so you kind of look away from all these kind of like bugs and stuff, shall we say. I mean, Fallout 4 is in no way a perfect game, and there are sometimes things that are in Fallout 4 do tend to also show through. So like, we have been seeing quite a few there's quite a few interesting glitches, say like, for some reason when like enemies are walking, they kind of look like they're star walking as opposed to actual physical walking. That does exist in Fallout 4, I have seen it, so it's nothing new. Majority of people are nitpicking at silly little things that, can quite easily be patched, and yes, I get that a lot of people are peed because it's not what Bethesda kind of said it would be. At the end of the day, they didn't say much about it. It's their choice whether they do. I mean, Valve Software's the same. We've been waiting for like a long time for Half-Life 3, and still they're saying nothing. Eventually they will release a game, I expect, into the new wide world, and here we are having a go at Bethesda for not telling us exactly what Fallout 76 was supposed to be, when its primary objective was to basically just show co-op, because co-op has never ever been done in Fallout before, and I was quite excited of that fact. Although the only thing that I was disappointed with was the fact that there is no kind of story, but I don't mind going around looking for stuff. So kind of this new channel is kind of going to be kind of like, I think it's important to have at least one person sat on the fence. I can tell you my view, I can point out the views of others. I won't necessarily agree with everybody else, but then everybody else might not necessarily agree with mine. But at the same time, it's I'm hoping to bring you guys and girls and non-conforming people out there something a little bit different. So majority of my streams are going to be on the PlayStation. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you some good insights into games and then give you my perspective on what I think is the game that we're playing, you know, my view on how I see it, and you know what I was hoping from it and stuff like that. My gaming interests kind of span from you know, many moons ago. We are talking literally. So I always loved like the Half-Life series and stuff like that. It was one of the best. It was one of the best kind of like games out there. I'm not going to lie, it was, you know, it pretty much did take up the majority of my life. I played all of them, including all the Half-Lives and also Team Fortresses and stuff like that as well. So I was quite excited. Apologies for the gap in the performance there. For some reason it glitched, don't know why, but hey ho. There we go, it's all back and running now. But yeah, it took up a majority of my life. And I've also played Team Fortress, Portal and stuff like that. I was quite disappointed as well when I didn't end up playing Half-Life 3, because I kind of felt that Half-Life 2 Episode 2 just kind of like ended on a cliffhanger and no one could do anything about it, which was quite disappointing. But never mind. But yeah, also I have played Destiny. I've also played games like Bioshock as well. I will be playing a lot of single player games from now on. Every time I play a game I will probably be broadcasting it to you guys, so that you can see for yourself basically what it's all about, and then if you want to buy it and stuff like that. I will be doing a live stream for Fallout 76 when I eventually get it. I'm hoping to probably get it this Friday, but then we'll see how many people I managed to rack up between now and then. So I'm kind of one thing that I kind of like doing with Fallout is kind of like building and improving settlements, and one thing I'm kind of gonna do here for a little while is I'm going to basically enclose all this area, because I've been thinking about what I can do with Country Crossing, and it's one of those settlements that's bang slap in the middle of nowhere, right in the thick of everything. So it's not really hidden away, it's not really secluded in any sort of way. But I think I should be able to hide it. Let's see if I can do something with it. So I know that, so as you can probably see, I've got laser turrets kind of like sat on the outside. I have got to the point in Fallout 4 now where I've completed nearly everything. There's nothing else left to do. I've heavily modded the game. I've also used I have also decided that because I've reached that point, I've pretty much got nearly every single trophy for Fallout. Although I'm not, you know, I'm not mad about trying to get kind of like platinum standard. So what I've done is I've kind of allowed mods and cheats to be enabled in Fallout 4. So kind of what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of like making the finishing touches, because at the moment I'm not really getting bugged by Preston Garvey or anybody like that, which is good. So let's have a look. So yeah, so you will notice as well that sometimes when I do play Fallout 4, you'll wonder how on earth does he do that. And the truth is, I am using what's called a cheat ring. So it basically allows certain things to be done in the game. So basically, my action points don't drain. I have got a jetpack for some reason. Even though I don't have power armor on me. I don't need power armor because you know, I don't tend to take a lot of damage anymore, which is good. I have completely maxed out my perk chart as well, which is quite good. So that's kind of like the legal disclaimer, shall we say. Da, da, da. Dee, dee. So yeah, but having quite a big grasp on kind of like Fallout 4. If anybody does want any sort of advice or help on how to kind of like do things in Fallout, I can certainly help where I can. Just give me a shout. I'm also watching, so if you leave comments, then you know, if you do come back in the future and want to kind of like ask questions and comments and stuff, then go for it. And then yeah, I will answer it to the best of my ability. I don't really like that. Hang on. So kind of what I'm trying to do here at Country Crossing is one of those, as I said earlier, it's one of those settlements that is out in the thick of it. So you kind of think, you know, you want to kind of like protect it in some sort of way. And the good thing about this particular settlement is the fact that I do have laser turrets up. I do have laser turrets. So if anything was to attack Country Crossing, the chances are he wouldn't survive very long anyway, if I'm honest. Because majority of the settlements that I do have at the moment are all surrounded by these laser turrets. I kind of put them up there as a sort of like not a last resort thing, but as I was going, when I was like in the early days of playing the game, shall we say, these turrets weren't available because you had to unlock them and certain perks and stuff like that. So the majority of the time, it was surrounded basically by by turrets. So the turrets, standard turrets, you know, they did a pretty good job. It was difficult at first because I had to use a mod to remove the size limitations of the game, because this game has is terrible. Some settlements are horrendously horrific when it comes to actually having you know, size available to it. So the more that you put into it, then it will basically fill up, and then eventually it will tell you no, you can't do it anymore. You basically, you know, ended it, which is kind of frustrating if I'm perfectly honest with you. So for me, it just wasn't good enough, so I kind of changed that and thought, yep, I'm not going to have that. So originally they were all surrounded by normal turrets. Let's put that there. There we go. And then eventually, when I unlocked the perks to allow me to use these turrets instead, we kind of got something a bit better as well, which is good. So I have, over the last few months, I have gone to all of my settlements and I have replaced all of the actually that might be better there. I've actually replaced all the turrets with these ones, so that now boxing it in isn't always necessary, but then some you kind of want to box in because it looks good. Yeah. Let's have a look. Go on, there we go. That's it. That's what we like. So I'm probably, let's have a look. I'm probably going to have a very, very silly little entrance here, I think, because for some reason is that turret facing the right way? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to make an entrance here eventually. So, but what I need to do at the moment is I need to make sure that the rest of it fits. So it's probably going to be where that board is there, and so that would probably be the entrance, I'd imagine. Actually, let's have a look. Walls. Actually, we could put that there. Don't know. I don't really like that there, but it will do for the time being. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so when it comes to kind of like the flatness here, I'm not particularly that bothered because again, if the settlement is attacked, you've got the laser turrets on the outside. I think the wall is kind of more for aesthetics more than anything else, just to kind of like make it look a little bit better. Don't really want that like that, but it'll do. It'll do. Right, okay, so let's have... So I'm kind of going to some sort of zigzaggy effect. I don't. One thing everybody will probably, you know, be able to vouch for the fact on Fallout is that when you put stuff in a straight line, it never really stays in a straight line. It is horrendously difficult to keep things in a straight line, because then things end up veering off everywhere, and then you can't seem to, and then you can't put anything where it should be, which is kind of terrible. Which is kind of disappointing, really. So, but I found the best way around this is to have some sort of ziggy-zaggy effect. So I'm going to have to extend this out here like that, and then where are we? Okay, so we're nearing the end of the bit here, so we should be able to. Let's have a look. Okay, so. Yeah, and sometimes it's frustrating because things don't clip on, which doesn't help. Like that. So I'm hoping now. You see, that is actually pretty bad, but I can't actually. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. I know this is probably not going to look right, but there we go. Let's try that. Hello, Codsworth. Oh yeah, this is my version of Codsworth, by the way. As you can see, he's not really Codsworth anymore. He's only got one eye, but he's pretty good actually because he's got a very powerful weapon on his left arm. Very powerful. He's definitely one of the most powerful robots that I've ever crafted, if I'm perfectly honest. Right, okay, so now here we go. Oh, there we go. Is that right? There we go. Cool. Let's have a look. Again, I'm not really worried about kind of like where these kind of fall, although I am probably going to want to ensure that they might have to move that over just a tad. Whee! That'll do. Okay, let's move it there. I want to see if I can try and box that in somehow. Let's have a look. Because I've got a funny feeling that when I do that, it's not going to work very well. Maybe if I put it as close as I can. No. Ah, there we go, snap in there. There we go, happy days. Right, okay, that's a very poor representation of trying to put something on there because there's a gap. But again, I'm not really fussed about that because I don't think it will matter that much. I'm hoping, can that go like that? It does. Ah, there we go. Yep, I'll do. Perfect. Right, okay, so. Cool. So now we have a pet. Oh, I thought I did. Oh, dearie me. Oh, that's annoying. Just at the point where you think you've just about nailed it, and then it turns out, nope. Actually, that's not so bad. I don't mind that. That'll do. That's pretty good. Right, cool. So, again, not really worried about that. Okay. Don't need that because the settlement already has 40 water anyway, so it seems a bit pointless. Let's see. Let's have a prefab because I think this settlement seems to only ever have 2 people here, so I think we can kind of extend that slightly. Let's see. Actually, one second. Actually, I'm going to do something about the lighting, because the lighting is pretty bad here. Lights. There we go, lights. Oh yeah, just so you know as well, another disclaimer, I do have quite a lot of resources, and again that is kind of like cheating as well, because I used something to enable me to get as many supplies as I need, because one really bad thing about Fallout 4 is that you end up going from one place to another place to kind of like you know, okay, I reckon I have done something terrible, I think. Hang on. Right, I think I need to send somebody somewhere. Supply line. Sanctuary. Right, let's try that again. Oh yeah. No, that's not it. Okay, right. I see what the problem is here. Let's move it a little bit closer. Because clearly there's a big problem here. There we go. Right, okay, so try not to have too many lamps because I don't want to completely mess up the frame count in this game. There we go. So yeah, so sometimes I'll probably end up playing other games. I'm kind of playing games like Grand Theft Auto at the moment as well. Grand Theft Auto. I play that with my friends as well. So we will see what I am doing. I mean, one night you might come on and play Fallout. I tend to play Fallout during the day rather than in the evening. And in the evening I tend to play Fallout, but it really depends. But I'm open to taking requests from people, so that's always good. You can always put a comment in and see where we go from there. Right, okay, so can I put that there? Right, let there be power. Whee! There we go. Right, are we all lit up? Yes, we are. Happy days. Let's have another one here for luck. Connect that up just because. There we go. Okay, so. Okay, this is terrible. Yeah, it's one thing we've got to be careful of in this game. Is dirty beds. You don't want dirty beds. Quicker than a red glitter. But I probably don't want to at the same time. Right, there we go. Okay, there's clearly a space issue in this shack, but there we go. Right, let's try tables. Yeah. One thing you're going to learn about myself is that when I'm constructing in Fallout, if I'm doing any sort of shacks or anything like that where beds are, it's quite imperative that there's a table with a lamp on it. Just like that. I think it adds a bit, it feels a bit more nicer in the game, I think. Okay, so I need to do a power conduit so that there is light. Okay. What a surprise. Okay, let's try it there. There we go. Is it enough? Hey! There you go. Much more homely. Okay, so structures, metal prefabs. Actually, if that's the case, now there's a power conduit there, I could put one of these up. Let's have a look. There they are. There you go, that makes it a little bit better. Probably won't extend this far. No, I don't think so. Right, okay. So there we go. Right, I'm just going to sleep in the bed for an hour to save the game. Right, and yeah, that's the end of the first ever broadcast. I know this is kind of like you're probably going to watch this not live, but you know, hopefully you'll come back again when I'm playing. Again, I'm going to log off now anyway because I have to go to bed and I have to go to work in the morning. So, not very exciting. But yeah, but hopefully if you enjoyed this video, give me a like and then comment if you want to as well. I hope to be online at least every day from now on. Hope to bring up the Fallout 76 as well. A review this week. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So. But until then, my friends, take care. Bye bye.